Have you ever asked yourself, how many bank accounts should I have? If you have asked yourself that question, I am here to help you. My name is Crystal, aka Krys the Maximizer, and I am a strategic money coach, and I help moms create financial stability through proactive planning and strategic money management. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you the 4 bank accounts I think that you should have to help you better manage your money. Now, having separate bank accounts, some people always say to me, Crystal, that sounds like so much work. I don't want to do it. But for me, I feel like having separate bank accounts allows you to separate your money. I read the book Profit First by Mike Michalowicz, and he said that his massive come to Jesus moment was when he was watching infomercials and they said, make your plate smaller. So he was like, let's make our access to our money smaller and we will spend less. So I think of that, if I separate out my money into different bank accounts, I'm not seeing all of my money at once, even though most of it is allocated out. So I'm going to break down to you the 4 bank accounts that you should have and how it can help you better manage your money. So I suggest 4 bank accounts. 3 of them are going to be checking accounts and 1 of them is going to be a savings account. I suggest the checking accounts be at one bank and your savings account be at a different credit union or a different bank, because you don't want to be messing with that long-term savings money. All right. So first bank account, y'all, is going to be for your bills and your income. So this is where your direct deposit is going to come. This is where you're going to deposit your check. Any money you make will go into that account. This account is also going to be designated to pay your bills. A bill is anything with a due date. So your rent, your mortgage, car payment, car insurance, electricity, phone bill, anything that has a due date, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, your cable, anything that has a due date will be paid from that bank account. Your second bank account, I suggest, is your expenses. Expenses are anything that you spend money on that doesn't have a due date. So think groceries, gas, eating out, beauty, shopping, back to school, anything for your kids, picture day, pet care, anything that you spend money on that does not have a due date. This is going to be your expenses, and this is going to be the debit card that you actually carry around unless you do this cash method that we'll talk about in a second. But you want to have your expenses separate from your bills. I don't want to look at my bank account and see my rent money in there and think I'm up, right? No, baby, $1,900 of that is going to go to rent. So you might see $2,300 and think you're up, but in actuality, you really only have $400. I want to see what's truly available to me. So when I look at my bank account, when I look at my bill accounts, I know that all that money is spoken for. When I look at my expense account, I know that money is allocated, and that's the money I can spend on my gas, on my groceries, get my nails done. That money is allocated for that specifically. So again, my plates are smaller. The bill money is associated for bills. The third bank account is for your sinking funds. If you haven't checked out my video on how to create sinking fund categories, I'm going to link that video up here, because sinking funds are essentially expenses that you spend money on, but not every month. So think a birthday, a donation, think your car maintenance. So like, we don't get an oil change every month. We don't need tires every single month. Think you buy yourself a new wig every 4 months. Think you're saving for a vacation that's happening in October. It's expenses that you are going to spend money on in the future, but you want to start saving for them now. This is your sinking funds. So this is where you're going to be transferring those bits of money that you're saving for the future, and you are going to manage that money on paper or in your Excel sheet, but you're going to put all of your sinking funds into one account. And then when it's time for you to spend it, you can take it out in cash, or you can transfer it to your expense account and swipe that good old debit card. And then that fourth account is going to be your savings account, your long-term savings. Anything that you're saving for over a year will be in that savings bank account, and you can do your transfers. So now that you know your 4 bank accounts, when you get paid, you're going to be like, all right, if I get paid bi-weekly, half of my bill money. So let's just say your bills are $2,000 a month. When you get paid with your first check, you take $1,000 and put it in your account just for your bills. And then the other $1,000 you're going to allocate between your expenses, your sinking funds, and your long-term savings. But do you see how once you get paid, you allocate it? And what I teach my clients in the Money Saving Academy is to have a money date with yourself every week so you can manage these bank accounts. But if you separate your money off top, you will not worry about your funds being commingled. You can reduce the opportunity for you to get an overdraft fee and not to be prepared. If you need to move around some of your bill due dates to coincide with your paydays, you can do that. You can put your bills on auto pay and not have to worry, because the amount that's set aside for bills is for bills, and you don't have to worry about accidentally using that because you're not even swiping out of that account. So separating your money can drastically reduce your impulse shopping, because if you look at your expense account and you know that you need groceries and gas, you won't go in there and spend $600 on Amazon, because then you're going to be asked out for groceries and gas. So really, honestly, with my clients, it's just helped us to see our money in a different fashion and to help us better manage the money that we have. Now, one thing I will say, if you are someone who's doing cash envelopes, your expenses are going to be what you're going to cash stuff. So instead of transferring the money into that account, you could take the money out in cash. So let's just say your expenses for the month is going to be $1,000. You could take that $1,000 out in cash and then you put it in your cash envelope. So you don't need the expense bank account, because you're going to be paying cash for all of your expenses. Now, there may be some expenses that you do need to pay online. Like if you order from Amazon, you can't pay in cash for that. So you may still need that expense bank account for things that you are going to be buying online or things where you can't pay cash for. But if you are going to do cash envelopes, you are going to want to pull that money for expenses. Now, if you're paying all your bills online, you don't need to cash stuff your rent. If you're paying with money order, or if you are dropping it off somewhere and paying physically in cash, then absolutely you can cash stuff it. But really, having these separate bank accounts allows you to have auto pay, and the things that you want to pay cash for, you can absolutely pay cash for. So I pray that you understand that having multiple bank accounts can allow you to allocate your funds appropriately, reduce your impulse spending, and also not allow you to go over the budgets that you set for yourself. So set up your budget, separate your money, spend accordingly, and all should be well with your money plan. So let me know down in the comments, what questions do you have about multiple bank accounts? And if you feel like, Crystal, this sounds great, but I need more help, I need more support, I need more encouragement, I need accountability, this is your invitation to join us inside the Money Saving Academy. We help you go deeper to save up to $300 per month. We cover budgeting, we cover couponing, and we cover meal planning to help you holistically do more of what you want with your money. So you can sign up at moneysavingacademy.com and use code YouTube to save $10 off your first month. So I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.